Hello guys, my name is MrGinjaNinja. How's it going there guys? My name is the Ginger Ninja and I'm back again to another video for you guys. So obviously today's Thursday and I know I said yesterday that I would be hoping to reveal my Finnish team in the next few days, but I got quite lucky on the auction house last night, so I finished off my team. I've played a couple of practice games with them. I'm quite happy with the way they're performing. So yeah, this is pretty much my full team at the minute. As you can see, it is primarily a Scottish team. Got an Englishman and an Irishman up front and an Englishman in goals, but that's because the Scottish players obviously aren't as good as say their English counterparts, so I had to bring in some, I don't know, you can't really call them foreigners because they are still from Britain, but they're not just from Scotland. But anyway, onto the squad itself. I've got Fraser Forster from Celtic in goals because I think he's the best rated goalkeeper in Scotland. There's no gold Scottish keepers, so a 74 silver was the best. At left back I've got Lee Wallace here. I'm a bit hesitant about using Rangers players in my squad because although they are a Scottish team, in FIFA they're in the rest of the world league, so they don't have as good chemistry with the rest of the squad. Because as you'll see there, Lee has got yellow chemistry with the left mid and the left centre back, whereas if Rangers were in, well, I know they wouldn't be in the SPL league, but if he was in an SPL team that would be green. But my chemistry's at 100, so I'm not worrying too much about that. I've got Charlie Mulgrew in the left centre back and Gary Caldwell in the right centre back. But if you look at Gary Caldwell, his pace is 50, so I want to replace him at some point with someone who's a bit faster, but he's doing the job at the minute, so I'll just keep him for now pretty much. Right back, at the minute I've got McNaughton in the team, but he's not my normal right back. My normal right back's actually Stevie Whittaker, but he's recovering his fitness on the bench at the minute, so that's why I've got McNaughton in the squad. Now obviously I'm running the 4-1-2-1-2 formation, so I've got a centre defensive midfielder here, and I've got Darren Fletcher in this. I was actually looking to pick up Darren in the centre mid position, just in case I ever change the formation, but then I came across a CDM, so I decided to pick him up, and I usually rotate either between him or Scott Brown, but obviously as you can see in the reserves, Scott Brown's injured at the minute, but I believe he's only out for one more game and then I'll be able to restart the rotation again. And then in the left midfield I've got Mackay Stephen of Dundee United. He's pretty much a good player. When I played the manager mode, I managed United for a bit, and Mackay Stephen was one of my best performing players, so I decided just to pick him up for no other reason than he was good in career, so I figured he would be good in the Ultimate Team as well. And I've got his teammate Johnny Russell in the CAM position, primarily because he's got 90 pace and 78 dribbling, so hopefully he can just run at defences and get through and make passes and all the rest of it. In right midfield, obviously I've got James Morrison from West Bromwich Albion, purely because he's the best rated right midfielder of Scottish origin and in the SPL, no other reason than that. Up front at the minute I'm running with Anthony Stokes and Gary Hooper, but I've also got Stevie Naismith as a substitute, and I sort of just cycle between the three of them, but they're the two that I'm running with at the minute. They both seem to be doing quite well. They were banging in the goals in the past couple of games, so I thought, yeah, why not just keep them on the park. Moving on to the subs bench here, I've got David Templeton in the left mid. He's sort of just under Mackay Stephen's stats, so I can rotate him in and out with Mackay Stephen if I need to rest him for anything. I've got Charlie Adam here in this, and he's in the CM position, so he's not going to be that useful as there's no dedicated CM, but he's just there just in case I need to substitute in the middle of a game for a player if he gets tired or injured or all the rest of it. Miller, just again, I had him in my club, so I thought I'd just put him on the subs bench instead of paying for another one. I've got Fletcher here, 77. I've not actually played him in my squad yet, but he's on the bench, so I'll probably be playing him in at some point. Obviously you've seen Stevie Whittaker on the bench as well, he's rotates in and out with McNaughton. Joe Ledley I got in my promotional pack for having the season pass, which is purely the only reason he's on the subs bench. And obviously you've got Stephen A. Smith there. When Scott Brown comes back to fitness, I'll be swapping out Miller, and then I'll just be rotating Fletcher and Brown, just as I see fit with fitness and contracts and all the rest of it. And my manager is Davy Moyes, because he's Scottish and he fits the right formation for this squad. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm quite happy with the squad at the minute. I don't see myself making any major changes, just possibly changing the centre backs up if I can find someone more suitable for that position. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. So if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and I'll see you all tomorrow.